What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us back in for another episode of Kellen's Bait Bites. This is my little guy, Jay. If you're new here, I'm Kellen, one of the owners at Sweetexoticss, a fun and unique business that combines exotic confectionery with streetwear and designer clothing. Come along and let's get into this episode. So it's a really cold, snowy day out here today. We just got another good 2 foot of snow. So it's slowly melting now, turning into slush and ice. We'll have a little work trip coming up here, so I'm excited to get out of the snow possibly, and we might get some travel vlogs going for you guys as well. But come along and let's get the store open. How's it going today?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. Thanks for asking. Just having a little stroke here so far. No worries.
Is it supposed to be like a crossword or a find a word, or is it like Clue on one wrap?
Mystery flavor.
Oh.
Yeah, so the it's essentially got like the same style cream as like a Cadbury cream egg, and there's dairy milk, Cadbury, Mystery 1 and Mystery 2. So they're both different mystery flavors. And there was like this whole contest where you could vote for it. Unfortunately, that is only in that region, but they are still mystery flavors. Right?
In my head, I'm still thinking, like, do I have to like solve the murder of the candy bar?
Right.
Now
It would have made it a little funner that way if you could solve the flavor instead of just vote. Take a guess. Absolutely. So the real question is, do we want mystery 1 or 2?
That's your answer.
That's my answer. Let's go with mystery 1.
1, perfect. That's what I got in my hand.
If it tastes horrible, I'm bringing it back.
I don't remember which is which, but they're both good flavors. And a double decker, and a double decker.
What is a double decker?
Goodness.
Two double deckers.
It's goodness wrapped in more goodness coming out of the United Kingdom.
That tells me nothing.
You gotta try it to find out. You gotta try it to find out.
It's goodness wrapped in goodness, so it's me in a chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Just those ones for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll get you rung through right behind you there, boss. See, if you haven't picked it, I can give you a perfect description, but if you've picked it now, I'm just going to spew some nonsense because you're already behind. And interactions like those are why I do this. And just like that, we're all done at the mall for today. Now we're going to head home and get on everything else we got left to do. Canada got some new snack releases, so we had to go snack those. One of the ones that I was most looking forward to trying out is the Kit Kat drumstick. Looks like you get sort of an ice cream caramel with like chunks of the drumstick wafer in there. So we'll get them up on the website if you're perhaps in America or somewhere else where these aren't available. Little break there for you guys. A lot of crunch to it. Very strong caramel flavor. Same with like a very strong like vanilla caramel flavor. It really doesn't recreate like the drumstick ice cream experience for me, but it tastes good. We currently have like our merchandise, and we're definitely still using the merchandise, but I'm gonna be designing like neck banners. So for the clothing side of the store, you can wear a neck banner with like your hype streetwear and stuff. So a little different kind of uniform. But that's what I just showed you guys, or I'm showing you guys, is the neck banners that's like a rough draft that we're working on. Hey Ken. Nice to meet you as well.
So Kaylin told me as long as we're just kind of within the store filming, we should be fine.
Yeah, we'll try and not get any of like the outside
Passerbyers
and
we don't want that.
yeah. And then on the occasion that they do just walk in, we'll probably just sort of cut it and divert need be.
Yeah, we can hold off when somebody comes in.
Sweet.
We're pretty local, so I think I mentioned before. So we'll mic you up here. It's a pretty simple mic. I'll just ask you a couple questions. Who are you? Where are we at? products there? Why did you get started? Just some good sound bites.
Sweet.
Well, that's one at a time. You can take your time.
No rush.
If there's glitches, we'll cut it all out and fix it all up anyway.
She wasn't shy, but she was very, I don't even want to say starry, just nervous.
Yeah.
She was a very nervous woman yesterday. Oh, I'm sure that's not very good. Like, you can cut it. Don't worry. Take your time.
Right. Yeah, I did one with CKPG, and that was like my first ever little like bit behind a camera, and that's how it was. It was like, oh, it felt like my first job interview almost, where you're just shaking and right.
I got this. All right.
Right. Oh, it most definitely is. I've got ADHD myself, so I have to work 24/7. Like, I almost consider myself like a workaholic at this point. Like, people ask me like, oh, can we go on vacation? Like, can you take time off, go see my family? I'm like, no, I'm too busy in this. Like,
Just gonna vibrate in place.
yeah, 24 hours of my life. As soon as I wake up, as soon as I go to sleep, it's something to do like so on and so forth. So with my like media, it's pretty much I just set up my phone and like I'll have like my employees sort of sometimes record me for like that third person perspective, but I'll just set it up, and then the one day I do get that extra 2 hours, I'll just break up all my clips and edit them down.
This much footage, editing will bring it to this.
Yeah, but that does take an extended amount of time. What kind of mic do you guys use? Is that it's a DJI mic? That's awesome.
So stick this flat part underneath.
Okay.
Like this. This is a magnet. Goes on top. It's a pretty strong magnet. So,
Okay.
oh, sorry. Give it your
Sorry. Mine as well.
Tell me who you are and where are we at?
My name is Kalen. I'm one of the owners at Sweetexoticss. We are a import confectionery business. We started early July 2020 and come around 2023 here now. We're slowly branching into streetwear and designer clothing as well. So we've been based in Pine Center for the last year. Now moving across the hall here, renovating a new unit and opening a new store, combining our interest of the exotic confectionery and the designer clothing. So it's going to be a 50-50 split store.
Exotic foods. Why did you start this sort of business?
So come around COVID of 2020, I was doing a plumbing apprenticeship with one of my very close friends, RJ, and COVID ended up getting us both laid off, and we were both individually interested in streetwear and designer clothing and exotic confectionery. So we signed up to a bunch of subscription boxes for different snacks, and we were sharing our snacks between ourselves, and then all of our other friends were interested in getting these snacks and trying to sign up to these subscription boxes. So me and my close friend RJ, we decided to compile our knowledge on the exotic snack portion to begin with and really figure out how we could we have different friends in different regions. He has a vast family in Europe, and I have independent friends from exchange students that live in Japan and Indonesia and stuff like that we reached out to begin possibly doing like snack exchanges and purchasing things from them that they can send to us. We quickly learned that this comes with a lot of licensing and regulation per if you're importing food and selling it to people. Obviously it needs to be safe food, and it has different regulations per what goes into these ingredients and how they're produced. So something in Asia per se is going to be made in a factory that has entirely different guidelines than what it does in Canada. So at a certain point of starting up this business, we had to apply for special Safe Food for Canadians license to make sure that we're running all of these products through the Canadian government and everything's applied and it is a safe product for consumption within Canada. So before we could even start this business and start selling these products that we were importing for ourselves to our friends, we had to start jumping through all of these hoops on getting licenses and essentially getting our business name, because we created an Instagram and we were like, oh, we can start doing this and that, but we quickly learned that there's a little more behind this and that we needed to get into. So a couple months after that, we were able to launch our Instagram and our website after getting all these licenses and trademarking our names and reaching out to graphic designers to get logos. It took an extensive amount of time and a couple $1,000s to start up. But after we got the licenses and we had essentially 3 big Tupperware things of just different snacks, we launched our website, and that really didn't go anywhere to begin with until we started our social media pages. Our friends were always coming over to get the snacks that sort of inspired us to start the Instagram page. But once we started mainly our TikTok page, I started packing up orders for the odd order we would get online. Someone would comment, hey, I just placed order 110, can you pack it up? So I would grab their box, grab their order, go through and grab every item and explain it, what it was, what the flavor was, what region it was coming from, because every product we have comes from outside of Canada. We're a Canadian-based business, so if you're someone watching this from outside of Canada, everything you see in our stores, from possibly the US, but mainly Europe, Australia. We have stuff from Asian countries like Indonesia and Japan, a little bit from everywhere.
Sounds like your early travels really jump-started this business.
It did, it really did. Essentially, I went to Mexico once myself, and my business partner RJ, he's done a lot of cruise ship traveling. So my one trip to Mexico and trying some Mexican Doritos, and that really kicked off the snack crates. And then he was telling me all the cool stuff he's tried, and I was like, man, we need to get some more of this.
We need to bring these candies to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite candy?
One of my favorite candies at the moment, it's always changing week by week as we get new stuff, but we have these Lifesaver, essentially they're called Lifesaver Mixed Sherbet Fizz Sticks. If you've ever had a live wire, it tastes exactly like that. It's got that really oily candy texture, but a nice like jelly sweet candy inside. It's a super sugary one, but really tasty, and they come in 3 flavors in the pack. You get an assorted mix. It has a tropical one, really tastes like pineapple, raspberry, and then also a green apple flavor. So really, really good, those ones. And then also the Cream Savers. Those were an early 2000s product that got discontinued in Canada and the US. They just got re-released in the US. So we imported them over to Canada. Super big nostalgia thing for me. I'm waiting for the assorted pack. I really need the peach flavor, but we have strawberries and cream and orange and cream right now, so I'll take what we got. Right.
What's the most popular candy item?
Most popular candy, it always comes down to whatever the kids are picking out of high school. We're located really close to a high school, so they're either coming for the slime lickers if they're under, I want to say grade 8, and then if they're over grade 8, they're coming for either Prime Hydration or the Nerds Gummy Clusters, Nerds Rope.
So aside from moving across the hall, are there any big plans for Sweetexoticss?
So as we are moving across the hall, we're branching into a couple new niches for ourselves. We are, like I mentioned, doing the streetwear and designer clothing. So we're going to be carrying designer clothing like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, but also streetwear clothing like Supreme, Bape, OVO, stuff that the community can't obtain here in Prince George. We're so far north that unless you're ordering these things online and paying surcharges and getting your duties and taxes and doing all of that yourself, it's very hard to just try and buy these things locally and even order them online in Canada. It's almost near impossible at some points for some of these brands. So we're going to offer all of these brands locally, but then we're also looking at expanding our candy side. We want to get into freeze drying candies, producing our own candies. We've slowly started repackaging already produced candies, but we're hoping to start freeze drying candies, even selling bowls of cereal. Maybe we'll get a couple diner style tables and you could come in and buy a bowl of cereal to try it before you actually get a box. We have a lot of people say they'd like to try a bowl of the cereal before they spend the big bucks on a whole box, and sometimes we don't have the small boxes, we only have big boxes. So to be able to do that, not only are we giving the customers a little taste of the product and making sure they like it before they buy it, but then we can also open up a new revenue and offer something new within our store, and hopefully have like a little seating area. And then we also want to even get into more of the social media content in store. I personally have my own YouTube channel, but we want to get a store YouTube channel where we start doing content with a lot more of our customers. And yep. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Always something I'm worried I'm going to forget. To our next spot, we're doing a bunch of them hard today. Line them all up.
Can I take a photo of that if you don't mind? The mic?
Yeah, go ahead.
And yeah, I've been,
What?
yeah.
2 liters?
The small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 liters would probably go for like 20 bucks. Though I don't import them just because they're hard to sell because we're in Canada, but the Americans ask me a lot for the clear ones. They don't want the pink cream soda as much as they want the clear cream soda, and you can only get that over in, right? All their cream sodas over there are brown for some reason. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird for sure.